Okay, we are talking series 2 on detox, I guess, and I wanted to talk about gentle detox. Sometimes we think of detox has to be kind of drastic, no drinking, or you're gonna lose weight a lot, and nothing wrong. No, I don't want to say nothing wrong with this, but I am coming from point of Ayurveda, and Ayurveda kind of want to see where you at. Do you have time yourself to detox? More of the deeper ways, I would want to say, or drastic, do you, because if you don't eat, it might come with certain things, or sometimes there is this time of purge, meaning you poop a lot, you flush organs, and that you need to be prepared to handle this. Also, I heard some wonderful part of podcast that discussed of like fasting and stuff, so fasting and not eating, and this one doctor said, it's not question about fasting, it's good, it's just when we don't eat, this engine is not really being used, meaning the stomach. You can see my stomach. But when we stop using it, it takes time to jumpstart it. And it's like, when you start a fire and it's not quite burning hot, and whatever you throw, it may not go burning as well, and it can even put down the fire, or it might create a lot of smoke. But if the fire is strong and burning, no matter what you throw, it's gonna go and it's gone, right? So in Ayurveda, we are a lot concerned about the digestive fire, and we want it to be burning. And if we don't eat and do more of these like fasting, not eating at all, then you might be really not using this digestive fire. So if you do, I would call it more nutritious, or like a gentle cleanse, where you still keep eating and still using your kind of engine, you still keep that digestive fire, right? The body is so smart that it's like, oh, you're not using this digestive enzymes, and it's some also philosophy is like, if you feeding yourself probiotics, the body's like, oh, I'm receiving this probiotics, I don't need to make more of my own probiotics or enzymes and stuff. I'm gonna sneeze. And then when I sneeze, does it come? May later. And so if you stop completely using, like eating food, and it's just liquids, the body know this is liquid, I don't need to really burn through and extract some nutrients, it will kind of shut off that engine, right? And it gets lazier. Something like maybe women, and for me is like, I was in the best shape pregnant, and then once I had my child, I was dutifully 6 months at home, I couldn't move. So maybe sometimes after surgery, something that cause you of not being able to move, and you lose that physical strength. Like I was doing lots of yoga, I worked in a fitness gym, and so I had unlimited, like I could do workouts, and I was so strong, better than my whole life. And and then suddenly afterwards I tried to do the same thing, I'm like, wow, I can't do that, right? I lost my strength. The muscles, they are not used, they're not going to be building on its own. So same thing with digestive fire. If you're not using it, it's gonna go, we are shutting it down, you're not using me, I'm not gonna be bothered, right? My energy, the body is kind of energy management, it's using it somewhere else. Or, and on the other hand, I'm not very feeding anyway. So the digestion takes a lot of time. So a gentle cleanse, when you don't necessarily, you can still be losing weight if that's what you desire. For me, that's not my primary thing. That's not at all my concern. However, I tend to kind of lose weight a little bit. But it's like I don't want to lose weight, so I'm not going there. I'm not doing necessarily calorie restriction thing, because that's not what I need, right? So first my concern was like, oh yeah, I want to feel better, and I didn't really have concrete goals, mice and this. So, but I was like early 20s, maybe even 19. I think I did my first little detox water fast, because I'm kind of always was this health enthusiast. I studied nursing, and I don't know, all these things fascinated me. And my mother had a myome, and she did a fast, and it shrunk, so she didn't have to have a surgery. And I think that really was like, wow, it's amazing. And I didn't have per se conditions, but still did the cleanses, and sometimes I even forget all the stuff I did. However, now I'm much more conscious of why I am doing this, which more of a goal, and also it's of when I join a group detox, which now I'm leading. So if you want to detox, message me. That I am like looking, okay, where I am, can I commit to this? I have 2 children that I'm usually driving and picking up to school. I'm doing activities after school or stuff, right? So I have to like schedule things or be really conscious, like, oh, are we gonna do a school trip? Will I be able to handle this? Is that too much? How deep detox do I want? But also now my experience is that whenever I did detox, and I've been pretty good about doing it about twice a year, that's the tradition of doing it with the Ayurvedic tradition, with the change of season, that the gentle detox is the first part of more detoxes, is kind of simplifying what you eat. So let's say even today I had a breakfast, pretty good. Then I had my early lunch, and then I'm like, oh, I want sweet tooth, and I start to have more cookies or little sweet things, and maybe they're labeled of natural and good. But if I be on the detox, I wouldn't have this packaged stuff, right? So on a detox, I'm much more focused and committed, which I wouldn't kind of commit the same way, just without reason, even though it's kind of my everyday kind of a goal to be better. So the gentle detox, I'm thinking of like when you're in a nightclub and you meet somebody fantastic and you want to get to know them, but you can't even have a clean conversation, like not clean, nice conversation to get to know them, because there is all this noise, great music, whatever, and it may be fantastic music that you love, right? But you're like, oh, let's make a date, right? Maybe this is somebody you want to know, or whatever. Let's get together some other time when it's more peaceful, quiet, and you don't drink alcohol, so your mind is not clouded, but also the other environment is not like interrupting, You're not gonna go by a busy intersection with, lots of freeway traffic that makes extra noise. You go somewhere more quiet, that you can have a conversation, that you can sit down, really intake that person. It's not being distorted by all these other noise. So even when we can eat very healthy, clean nutrients, but then in between we have like snacks or things that starts to pollute this good stuff, or sometimes even emotions and stuff. And then, not kidding, that so many times we don't have the perfect meals. So dedicating time to have like a nourishing detox, when you say, okay, I'm gonna do, in Ayurveda is this khichdi cleanse, and that's all I'm gonna eat for 5 days. That's your kind of nourishing detox, right? And then it's like emerging from it, it's like, okay, I am now want to go back to the world, because we cannot also always be on a detox. We are living in this rich life with so many, we want to hang with friends, go to restaurants and do stuff. So we need to build the digestive fire back up, but maybe we will be slightly more picky or understanding. The detox also gives us a little bit, you know how when you're in a quiet place and you take that person in and you thought it's awesome, and then you're like, oh, there is a warning here and there's a warning here, and the more you hang with people, you're like, oh, okay, you learn maybe a still wonderful person, but you're like, oh, I shouldn't talk about this. This is very their sensitive thing, and I don't want to get upset, right? So, or you know, you learn what you can do in a relationship. So same thing with our foods or how we eat or life. Like I have actually the opposite. Like I'm learning, like every time I go in the nature, I really feel that like washing over me, like, oh, yes, I'm able to kind of let go of my stress, and now I feel so good. So nourishing detox, it means that you choosing simplifying and not kind of your meals. You choosing clean, easy to digest recipes, which is usually not raw recipes, because raw is more of that harder to digest. So it's same thing with if we have any digestive issue, most likely the digestive fire, and that's the Ayurvedic term. If you would want a more medical term, it means that your body is a little bit on a weaker side and is not producing those enzymes, those hydrochloric acid in your stomach. Often people take antacids, but now we have researched, there's a lots of doctors, and I have like one book, the doctor talks about how often it's not the problem of low acidity, high acidity, but the problem of low acidity. And so when we stuff the stomach, it's like, feels like, oof, I'm so overwhelmed. And the acid kind of, that the little acid is there, it's just kind of being pushed up. So you have little acid thing and you feel this is too much. That usually we need more acid or eat less, so we have just enough acid to digest the food that we do. So that nourishing detox is eating simple meals, that you giving yourself a set of time. It's almost like, I had enough of this, I need to reset. I need how would you say, I need, you need a change, but you don't want to do something crazy. You go, you set a time, and it's so hard alone. So if you join a group detox like mine or somebody else, or maybe have a friend like your bestie, you say, hey, let's do like a detox, and I heard this Indian Ayurvedic Khichdi detox, you know, can we do it together? And you every day text each other, oh, I did it today, you know, or you call, how are you, you know, if I feel. Do stuff alone is much harder, and we have such a greater success if we do it together. So this is why I am like, you know, I know all the knowledge. I am now Ayurvedic health practitioner. I have done the detoxes with many teachers, but I'm still happy to join a detox with somebody and do it with the group. And you know, besides also learning more about the depths, like we can always learn more, and so many perspective on the stuff. And that is different levels. So always honoring who you are, where you are. Take you know, do I really need this type of detox? It's also nice to me if I am part of a group of detox that have somebody who has more experience and be like, hey, is this normal? Is this okay? What should I do? And so if you have, like, now I'll be the one here for you with this, you know, like, hey, that's normal. You know, oh, you know, double check with your doctor, you know, you are doing certain medication, or you should always be very mindful. So that's about it. The other thing I want to kind of address, part of the detox, better nourishing, is in a modern life we want so much freedom, and with this freedom, or with so many choices, like these days we have, you know, stores with so many choices, right? And we have the health food stores, you know, so even if you are like health enthusiast and you like the organic store and you go to buy the keto or whatever organic bar, does it not always means what's packaged is or what is from the better store, it's better. But you know, there's easier choices, and we are influenced by our community and society, and to me sometimes it's crazy that we go to a party and, you know, certain choices are there, like, these are not really great choices, it's not very balanced nutrients, where are the veggies, you know? But we just, it's kind of a norm, and I am not perfect, and you know, I'm just kind of enthusiastic about this, and I'm always kind of trying to do things better, what I learn. And I cause earthquake on YouTube, these videos. So anyway, this modern world of kind of chaos, we also has these choices. Oh, I can eat Chinese, Indian, you know, Japanese food, American food. So many choices, trying to navigate what works, what doesn't work, what's good, is it the keto, is it the raw food, is this and that. None of this is per se wrong, it really depends, is it good for you now? And this was actually saying for medicine, like herbal medicine, you know. So if you love herbs and herbal medicine, each herb, you know, let's say, oh, is this good for heart? But it's like, what's the issue with your heart? Is it fast or slow? Just two basic kind of questions, right? So if it's fast, you want something to slow down your heart, right? So if I say this herb is good for your heart, it doesn't really mean as much as saying, what does it does to your heart? Is your heart weaker, or is it like overworking, you know? And this is kind of also with the detox, like, are you the workaholic, or you get a little lazy and, you know, you have a hard time to start your work and do this? Is your system a little bit like over the top, like just, you know, and maybe, you know, or is your system like sensitive? Or is your system like slow? It's like, oh, I'm sleepy. What are you bringing to me, you know? Oh, burger. Oh, okay. Well, I kind of enjoy it. Let me chew that. You know, is your system process it, but not very well, right? That's kind of my digestion. So, looking at ourselves, and even I think when you set your time, like, I want to detox, let me see if I can do this, which one should I do, what makes sense, you know? And I know sometimes we are so excited, like, oh, I want to do detox, I'm finally gonna do it, and I'm choosing the hardest thing. We kind of setting ourselves for a failure, but it's just gonna be more challenging, and sometimes we gotta do this harder one, and then later on, just like me, okay? So no judgment on there, but I'm gonna, you know, I'm like, you know, I just need to stick with the simple stuff, and I always kind of want to do the harder, right? But The recovery from this harder. The faster change, it's kind of like I always say, like, injury happens when we do something fast. We're kind of we like throw something, pick up something, and then the body, it kind of get hurt when people run and slip. It's really like if you go slow, something happens unless. So the slower you get, you might go not immediate results, but it also safer. So if you want and you think you need a detox for whatever reason, or the gentle detox, and also like depends. And even if you have a serious disease that you want to kind of battle, I think because you have something serious and you would want to do something crazy, like a very extreme fast, you could, but your body is already dealing with this disease, autoimmune disease or something. It's already having a hard time. So you doing something other kind of extremes, like, whoa, now I'm like, oh, not eating at all and doing this, things. So sometimes doing it slowly and getting there, getting used to it, and then you are getting more familiar with what you're doing, as well as your body, right? We have this memory. It's like, oh, I've been through this process. This is similar. Oh, now I'm taking it step further. Kind of like when we teach kids swimming or something. You go shallow water, deeper water, you do glasses, and then you dive, and you jump from a high. We tend to do stuff step by step, and so I now think and kind of know, even though I haven't always done it this way, it's quite smart. And I know I'm guilty not quite always going that way. But I didn't have all the guidance and knowledge, right? So it doesn't mean that you have to do it. And this is more of those people who are hesitant and thinking, do I need detox? Why I need detox? To me, the detox is chance of like a reset. As I said, Ayurveda does it twice a year to kind of, it's a hit and pause, rebalance. It's like deep cleaning, like a spring cleaning in your house too, right? Like you clean kitchen every day. Like the body does clean naturally every day. Hopefully if you go poop every day, then the basic detox, you pee or poo, and the detox happens naturally on basic level, right? So it's like at home, you always wash dishes and you might do laundry, but then some deeper cleaning you might not do. So once a year or maybe twice a year or however, you decide, oh gosh, this is getting, I'm starting to accumulate more clutter here, or this, you decide to do deeper cleaning and get rid of stuff that you're like, oh, I haven't accumulated these things, and it's there. And now you're like, oh, this feels better. I have more space now in my closet and I can find things easier. I didn't know I had this. So same thing for the body. We use it, and even if you eat quite healthy or things, but of course the motivation is, I'm feeling more tired. I just getting angrier, allergies, skin issues. If you have any itchiness, I have like a pimple here, so I'm like, if you have a pimple, it's kind of hidden one, but I feel it. So whatever you have, not necessarily whatever you have, but detox doesn't always mean eliminating and getting rid of. It means also kind of a reset. I'm more giving a space with a really kind of gentle nutrients, kind of like a chicken noodle soup, though I prefer no chicken, but it could be an option. Gentle nutrients, being so gentle, like a retreat, right? I guess I imagine I haven't done many retreats. But yes, like a retreat, like a vacation, like you going on some trip and you're like, this is just different from my everyday life, and you are consciously doing this, but you can be home and you can still do the work, but with the diet, and maybe you incorporate some meditation and other stuff. That is a gentle detox. And I am leading one at the end of May 2024, and there will be more I'm planning to do in November. So if you're interested, comment below, subscribe, and all. If you decide to do something on your own or with a friend, many blessings. Listen to your body. Be gentle, take it step by step, and especially emerging from a detox, going back to normal. I would say don't eat restaurant food. Cook your food slowly, start to eat more and explore wider variety. And you probably read certain thing that you follow. They really think of that fire, as I said, that engine that's kind of slow. You need to build that. You need to help the body provide. One thing is ginger tea, that's in Ayurveda, drinking ginger tea or chewing ginger slices, pickled ginger slices with salt and lemon. You can have a little bit of that. That's the spiciness, is like waking up the body to produce the hydrochloric acid or those enzyme and things. So that will help to kind of reawaken. It's kind of spiciness, is like, whoa, the juice is flowing in the stomach, and that will help kind of the fire or the digestion to really break down whatever you put in. But if that's not happening and you eat a food too early, you will start to have more bloating, gas, digestion, heaviness. You'll be tired again. So you kind of undo what you have done. So when I started detoxes, I feel usually amazing the first 5 days, and I think I kind of lost my train of thought earlier, that I have started detoxes, and just the first 5 days was like eating this kitchery or very simple diet, and I was like, woof, I'm getting, within the first 2 days, I'm like, I'm getting all this energy, I'm feeling better, I'm good. And it's just by me cooking at home, not doing anything crazy, and I was better. And I'm like, oh wow, I could pretty much stay here. I don't need to do more than this. So I want everybody feel better, and like sometimes we are like tired in the morning, don't want to wake up. I was waking up naturally. I'm like, oh, I feel kind of rested, I'm not as tired. Fantastic. That's all we need. Wake up a little bit more energized. Any mothers there who don't get sleep? And I still get woken up in the middle of the night too with the kids, I like, oh, I hear my son, is he okay? He's going to pee. Oh. So yeah, gentle detox, it's a thing. It doesn't have to be super hard. It's nice to do it in a group. It's like a joining gym membership, that maybe with the friends or somebody it's like, let's do this together, let's feel better, let's give us this time. So exciting. Yep. Okay, well, hit me up with questions, comments, let me know. Many blessings to all. Namaste. Yeah, blessed to all. Do the best what's for you.